Hi and welcome back to Ask the School OT. So today we're going to do a tutorial about how to start a blog using Blogger. And the reason why I'm going to do this, now I had to start a blog for a class I was taking, and I also have one that's kind of started on my website, but I haven't added a lot of content to it. Been, kind of busy with other stuff, and that's just what happens. But the reason why I wanted to make this into a screencast was I had a conversation with one of my OT friends, and we were just, kind of talking about how much burnout there is in the OT profession because, it's very stressful. There's a lot of, physical demands and emotional demands and mental demands, and it just has a high probability for its practitioners to kind of burn out from time to time. So she had talked to me about starting a blog, should I start a blog? Thinking about that might help my burnout, almost like a diary of sorts that she could put out there. And I'm like, wow, it's a pretty great idea. Maybe I'll use that as one of my screencasts. So that's what we're doing today. So if you think that using a blog to kind of battle your burnout and get out some of those frustrations and reach out to other people might be a good idea, let's go through and show you the steps of how to start a blog using Blogger. So I'm going to go into blogger.com and I'm going to create my blog. Now, if you are going to have a blog on Blogger, you have to have a Google account. So I'm going to, whoopsie, let me go back. Log in with my Ask the School OT account. And first thing before we get to creating the new blog, first thing I'm going to show you is the blog that I created for this class that I took. And you can see you can customize it quite a bit. You add your picture, add these sidebars. You can do a lot of editing, and then it will list your posts. So I had a post here about the importance of repetition. We work with kids that oftentimes don't necessarily have, those deficits in coordination or muscle tone or things of that nature. What they lack is exposure and practice. So that's what I wanted to talk about there. And then there's just some general ones about what is OT in the schools in general, and how does a student become eligible to receive OT services. So, but what if you wanted to start a new one? So go out of there, new blog. So let's say you wanted to start a new blog about, kind of the day in the life of being a school-based OT. So let's see if we can make that a title and see if anybody else has that title. A day in the life of a school OT. That's the title. Let's see if we can do the address. A day in the life of a, school OT. .blogspot.com. So we're going to click on this, and they're going to check, and the blog address is available. So let's go ahead and create this blog. Okay, and no, I'm not ready to find a domain for this. This is just a practice, but basically, if you are super serious about blogging and you want to get your domain name, go for it. Google will help you, but there's, plenty of other cheaper places too. If you go to, GoDaddy or GoDaddy just jumped in my head. Mine's through Wix because my website's through Wix. So I'm going to say no thanks. And what I want to show you just real quickly while I'm thinking about it, if I do the Anonymous OT. So the Anonymous OT, this is her blog. If you've never been on there, and it is kind of, when I'm doing the screencast, this is what I keep thinking of in my head, is that, her unfiltered opinions from the world of pediatric occupational therapy. So in this way, she has a lot of very informational content, but at the same time you feel the the real life struggles sometimes of what it's like to be a pediatric OT, or what it's like to be an OT in general. So anyway, so if you get a chance and you want to check out a blog that I like to read every once in a while, I like the Anonymous OT. So you can see that the structure is sort of similar to the one that I had created on Blogger, but I like that hers looks more streamlined. I like kind of this black on the side here, so click out of there. So what we're going to do, let's start out with maybe a theme, and we can customize it from there. But if I'll just try to pick something in general here. A day in the life of a school OT. Oh, that's kind of fun. And so what if we apply that to our blog? You can see there's a lot of different themes you can choose from. You can get an idea of what it would look like with different colors. There's nothing here. Of course there's not. We'll get to that. And we'll close out of that. But so the first thing you can have is you can have a theme. Okay, and if we go into customize, I like the background, but let's say you didn't like the background. What if you wanted to change that background image? Let's see, I do like the water, but it doesn't really scream maybe, school OT. Let's see what else we could find here. What about, I don't know, health and beauty? Entertainment. You can see you can play around with this forever. Here, I'll just put the chicks because it's like our little chicks in the school systems here. Nah. Okay, I'm going to change my mind. I don't know. We'll just leave that. We'll say done. Okay. From there, we can go into advanced. We could play around with the text. We could play around with gadgets, which we can, that's where you can add more of the information about how to link to your social media, what are your featured posts, and things like that. So I'm just going to give you kind of an overview here, but let's say apply to blog. We'll start right there. Theme applied. Back to Blogger. All right, so what if you want to make a post? That's the most important spot. So we're going to create a new post. The post title, let's see, ugh, another 3-hour IEP meeting. Just kidding. You can tell it's very tongue-in-cheek. But in any event, haven't we all been there? But so if this was a way to be able to, again, constructively get out some of that frustration and how to maybe help our practice and our other fellow therapists that go through this, maybe this would be a blog that you would want to do. So let's see. Today was the longest IEP I have ever attended, and it was still, let's see, so still not, I don't know, and I'll just say, and it is still going. So this is what I was thinking about during the meeting. Okay, let's see, well, let's add a picture. So we go to that little icon there, choose a file. Let's see if we can get my pictures out of here. Oh, there's maybe we'll pick a fun one. Ah, there we go. And it will bring that image. Add selected. Oh, there we go. And then you can edit that the way you want. You can make it small, extra large. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about right there. And maybe a pina colada in your hand. So let's save those changes and let's publish it. And let's view our blog and see what it looks like. A day in the life of a school OT. Ugh, another 3-hour IEP meeting. Today was the longest IEP I've ever attended. It's still going. This is what I was thinking about during the meeting. So you can tell that obviously I have more things that I have to adjust on here. But in any event, this is your start. Okay? Not to make this too much longer, but the way to get more of these things edited is with the layout. So this is my current layout, and what you really need to do is just do a lot of trial and error, adding and subtracting what you want on your page, how you want it to look, okay? And go back to posts again. If you want to add another new post, it's the same process, okay? You can add links to it. You can, just like a Word document, you can add and format your wording any way you like. Close that, and we'll go back to view it again. Okay, so there's a lot more editing that I could do, but it's already been 10 minutes. This will give you a good start to be able to create an account, get in, start playing around, and again, maybe this will be a good way for you to have a humorous look at sometimes the very stressful days that we have being school-based OTs or being OTs in general.